Hey you guys, welcome back to another episode of Resilient with your host me, Wintertooth100. And in today's episode, we're doing a couple things. We are resource gathering still, just a little bit. We've nearly got everything I think we're going to need for the immediate project. It occurred to me that we're going to need some mossy stuff, and so we're collecting some vines so we can start kind of a minor little vine farm. And we'll just build this vine farm out over where we're working on the project, and we'll just kind of pick it up and move it every time we need mossy stuff. We'll just move it to wherever it is that we need that mossy stuff. But the first bit of today's episode, since we are back to long form episodes for my own sanity and my own happiness, because I like making longer videos and talking. This bear just loves to talk. I mean, wouldn't you, if you were a bear who couldn't talk most of your life and then all of a sudden you could talk? I mean, wouldn't you also want to talk? That's what I thought. So today's episode, we're going to start off by going over to Joe Mama's house. Not your mama, but Joe Mama's. And he has built I want to call it a mini game, but considering the sheer scale of it, I'm just going to call it a game. He's actually opened up a golf course, and prepare yourself for the punnage. It is the Taiga Woods golf course, because it's in a taiga wood. So there it is. You can see it. It's coming right into the view. Oh my goodness, this thing looks glorious. I just saw it in the video and it looked great. This looks better in person. Ho ho. Are these the rules? What is this? These are not the... Oh, I see what you did there. You see he's using the... Yeah, Taiga Woods Golf Club. So we're gonna become members of this club. We're gonna be club members. Ha! We're gonna be the best there ever was. So I think, for the most part, this is pretty much all in construction. I don't know what his plans are to fill this place out, but I do know that this is a golf course based on ender pearling. And you can see over here, we have the start of the green. You can also see this little thing up here. We'll just walk over and take a look at the first one. I don't know what that is. That was not in his video. It's probably just it's probably just one of those, just a ramped up version. This is hole 1, and so the idea is, and I brought my own pearls. The idea is to grab yourself some pearls, and we'll just use this first shot as an example. So I assume you're supposed to actually stand on the block that the redstone torch is on, and you should see in some direction around you that there's 2 torches like so, which kind of point in the direction. It should be somewhere between those 2 torches that you aim, and in this case we can actually see the hole. And the goal, let's see if I'm even good at ender pearling. I'm not. Oh, I'm really bad at it. The goal is to see how many times it takes you to get in there. Now, I don't know what the rules are. If I want to get a better angle, would I have to shoot the pearl over there? I don't know, so I'm going to assume yes, and I'm going to assume that counts. So if I wanted to get my best score, in his video he said landing on the wall counts, so I'm going to count that. Yeah, because look at this. I can't even walk in. He said he's going to be removing the roof, so I actually would have had to have pearled backwards to get back up here. I'm hearing a little guy. Give me your head! Oh, I really wanted his head. So, let me get some pearls. I'm going to fly over the course so I get a better look at it. But then we're going to do this. Alright, so it looks like several of the holes they kind of zigzag. They kind of take you around, and then it looks like they kind of zigzag back and forth until we get up to that. I think that's hole 18. But we're looking here. This is hole 1, par 3, and it took Joe 33 minutes. I think that means 33 meters, in which case I think it's 33 blocks, but that's funny. So I have a piece of paper sitting down right next to me, and I'm going to count how many times it takes me to get in here. So, standing on the redstone torch, I'm going to assume I cannot reposition my feet anytime except by pearlage. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. And again, I'm counting this as being in the hole because I think he said he's going to remove this roof. Like, see, I can't even get in here to jump down that hole. So I'm going to count that as 3 pearls, and I'm going to use that same method for the entire course. If I'm on the wall, it means I'm in the hole. But there's going to be some jump cutties from here on out, so here we go. I'm gonna have to go back to the footage for that. I don't know if that was 6 or 7, but I'm not doing really well on these ones with the water. Hole 7, par 5, 81 blocks. The numbers are in, and it looks like it took a total of 67 ender pearl throws, and that left me with a par 5. I'm not a golf player, I don't really know the lingo, but I know that you want to be under, so like you saw in those signs, like someone said like par 3, so you want to get in the hole in 3 shots or less, and then every throw less than the par counts as a good point for you, and every throw more than the par is a bad point. And so when I say par 5, I'm assuming I'm saying it correctly, as in I have 5 good points above, like in the right direction, instead of a bunch going in the wrong direction. So I think I did good. And it turns out if I counted correctly and everything was correct, I exactly tied Joe, the same exact number of throws and the same par score, which I think would make sense. I find it hard to imagine that we'd throw the same number of throws and have a different result, but who knows? Maybe that can happen. Again, I'm not a golf player, so I really don't know. But I'm going to round up the rest of our materials. I'm going to do since the server's running well right now, we'll kind of consider this a double test. I'm going to do 1 hour AFK at the mob drop farm, and that will kind of also test to see if that's something the server can handle. Somebody's been in here. Okay, what'd it take? Everything's gone. Alright, so let's go to the mob drop farm. Let's AFK for an hour so we can get a bunch of gunpowder to make some rockets with, and also simultaneously see if that's what's hurting the server. So, see you in an hour. How fantastic was that? I made it through an entire 1 hour session with no signs of slowing down. My connection didn't falter once. Let's see what we get for 1 hour. So if we recall, last time we had about 3 stacks in here. Okay. So yeah, that makes sense. Last time we went for about 20-ish minutes, and so we got more than that. And that 20-ish minutes was really like the length of one daytime cycle or one nighttime cycle. For some reason, it was incredibly slow. But we're gonna take all this gunpowder with us. We're going to go craft these into rockets, and then we're gonna head back over into the adventure map, where we are going to hopefully find a place to maybe start plotting out, maybe have to do some terraform work, but either way we're gonna set up our little base of operations so we can get started on the facade for the temple in the snow biome. Alright, we took a quick little break there, and I gathered up as many resources as I could think that we might need to work on this project with. So hopefully we don't need to come back for the facade part of it. I imagine we'll need to come back frequently for when we do the actual temple on the inside. But as far as the facade goes, I think we're gonna have everything we need. So all we have to do is go there and start working on it. Oh, looks like that worked. So we, speaking of this coming here and leaving stuff, we did have an issue with it. It was just a down day, and I was just coming in to create this off camera. You know, this is the portal bag. If we step on this pressure plate, there's a command block in there, and this will just teleport us back to the coordinates right outside of the castle for Castle Honor Guard. But it's a good thing that I did that off camera, because it turned out that the command, the code that brought us here did indeed break. It just didn't break in the way I thought it would. I thought it would shut off completely, but as it turns out, it actually broke in the line of code just wasn't meant for this version, and so I actually had to go back. It was one tiny little change. But essentially what was happening was if anybody, anywhere, stepped on one of the barrier blocks, all players get teleported here. And obviously that's a problem, so I went in. It was a very easy fix, and we just solved it real quick. But I was on the server at the same time as Joe, and every time I came in here, Joe got teleported here, and I'm like, oh hey Joe, cool of you to come check out the place. He's like, yeah, this place is cool, but I did not come here on purpose. They're like, oh, well that's a problem, we have to fix that. So we came in and fixed it. I also have some other good bit of news. Skyward Sword, the other series that we want to do, building Skyward Sword, is officially on its way. We, as in me, started the game yesterday to rebeat it, and I'm already as far as the second temple. So, you know, if that's any indication, I can get 2 temples deep in a day, and then maybe it'll take me another day to complete all of the other stuff that doesn't typically come with like beating the game, like all the side quest stuff. You find where all the chests are, and just get all that stuff figured out and try to do the 100% complete. That way I know where everything is. Still would have to do that, but I believe there's 8 temples in the game technically. So if I get two of them in a day, plus it's gonna take the day to do all the 100% completion stuff, we're only looking at, was that like 4 more off days, so this week and next week, and then we will actually be able to start on a series. I'm not sure yet if I want to roll it back and do an older version so we can run command block, or not command blocks, but mods, so we can get things like the carpenter's blocks, because the carpenter's blocks are super incredible for creating that map. Not sure what we're gonna do with that yet, so I'm still twiddling my thumbs on it, but here we are. we have made it to the area where we're going to have the snow temple. And so I should have stayed in the air. We need to get a good look at it and decide where exactly this temple's gonna be. So something that we're gonna want to consider is we don't want to be too close to these walls, and we also don't want to be hopefully stuck in the middle of a bunch of these trees. I anticipate we'll have to cut a few of them down just to get them out of the way. But I also know we're going to be planting a bunch of normal trees here to help blend these custom trees in a little better. Looks like this opening over here is actually probably going to be the best. So, first thing we're going to do, we're going to grab some dirt out of our ender chest, and we're going to start flattening some of this area out. And yeah, I can see where it dips down here. Basically, we're just going to pick an area, and we're just going to make it flat. To be clear, the second temple is beat. I didn't just get to the second temple. I beat that second temple. I was rewatching the clip just now, and I'm like, it wasn't exactly clear. So just wanted to clear that up. Oop. I missed because he stopped walking. Poo-poo head. So I built this little dirt house, literally a dirt house. We got our little dirt wall going, so we're growing some vines because we're going to need some mossy, and we're going to need it really quick. But in the meantime, we can actually start plotting some stuff down. I just kind of carved some stuff out that way. You can see where there's no snow, I carved it out. Where there's no snow here, I filled it in, and then I carved out a little bit over there. Basically, we're just going to start putting this thing together. I actually built and designed this castle a long time ago. I actually fully intended to build it as a part of Resilience Season 1, but we just didn't get that far. So I'm kind of forced to do this in little segments because I don't remember it very freshly off the top of my head. So I know that we're basically just gonna do it in parts, and I have some images up to my left to help reference it, and I'm gonna end up popping in this world and out of this world quite a bit just to get into my creative world where I first built it. But I know we're gonna go 5 blocks just like that, and 1 there, and 1 there. And this basically puts us right at the very front of this castle. It is based around a Beauty and Beast design, Beauty and the Beast. And yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say about that. There's just a little facade here. I actually do need some mossy immediately to get this going. So we should be able to make, 34 of these guys, which should be enough for the initial process here. But we are going to be heavy on that just because there's layers to this, and each layer is wrapped with a bit of this mossy. I believe it comes up 5 blocks and then it does mossy, so 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. And then it would be mossy, and we will have a normal brick behind it, followed by 3 like this, another normal one, 1 here, and we'll repeat all the way across. This isn't supposed to be a tutorial. Oops. If I built this right. This isn't supposed to be like a tutorial or anything like that. Just kind of going through, trying to refresh my own mind as we do it. But at the same time, if you guys can get an idea for what I mean by these belts, the reason why there's a the reason why there's a gap right there is because there's actually a band of the mossy cobble wall, and so we're gonna need those too. And so you can see how much mossy we're actually going to need. The front of the place is just like this, and we're gonna need some kind of proxy block there, because I believe it's just a normal... No, I use a stair. I actually use a stair there. Okay. So we don't need that. pop these out and just bring these down. Perfect. Alright, let me build up the front facade here, and we'll take a look at it and wrap this episode up. That way we don't run too long. Alright, it's a little bit of a work in progress, guys. It was built with a different texture pack, so like the brick looks a little out of place now. So we might do a little bit of tinkering around in the test world, trying up the block palette a little bit. But I think for the most part we'll probably just leave it as is and kind of make it like a testament to when it was supposed to be built in, you know, the texture pack it was supposed to be built in, all those sorts of things, you know, just kind of make it a little homage of that. But I think that's going to be it for today's episode, guys. You can see it's going to be kind of a unique looking castle. It's not going to have your typical squared off top with the crenellations and matriculations on it. It looks like a castle that has like an actual roof on it. And this is not the shortest tower, but maybe the third shortest bit of the whole building. I believe everything else that goes to this castle just towers over the height of this. So this is actually not the shortest bit, but one of the shortest bits of this whole castle. So that's gonna be it for today's episode, guys. Leave a like if you liked, subscribe if you haven't, share with your friends, hit the notification bell. I can't stress that one enough. If you want to watch more videos, you gotta hit that notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next one.